Hello and welcome to News Swarm. I'm your host Chris from the CHRILLCAST, and clearly today you guys wanted to throw me to the wolves on this topic. So I'm prepared to talk about it, I promise, but it's going to be interesting to get through. Alright, here we go. So if you haven't done this yet, make sure you guys like this video, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Here you go. It's a community poll today. Seriously, guys, but for real, what would y'all like to hear about for News Swarm tomorrow? Question mark. Also, reminder, a tie results in multiple videos, and yesterday we did 3 News Swarm topics because y'all couldn't decide between 3 of the topics that were voted upon. They were all tied when I recorded my videos, although it has changed by now, but 3 topics. Please don't do that to me again. Appreciate you guys picking one at the top today. So here we go. Best-selling game on each platform and what that means. So to get into this first, we got to look at the number of sales per console. So the PlayStation 4, we're going to look at PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and the Wii U, and kind of the 3DS a little bit, and then the Xbox Series XS and the Xbox One. So the total sales for the PlayStation 4, 116.4 million consoles sold. Best selling game on the platform was 19.5 million of God of War. That attach rate for selling close to 120 million is 1/6 for God of War. So 1/6 of all PS4 sold also bought God of War. Uncharted 4, similar. Marvel Spider-Man, more close to 10%. Witcher 3, around 10% or so. Horizon Zero Dawn around 10%, and then Last of Us Remastered around 10%. Now we scroll down a little further, you get Star Wars Battlefront is around 6 to 8% attach rate. Ghost of Tsushima, same idea, between 6 to 8%. Infamous Second Son, I was surprised this one did pretty well at 6 million sales. It's right up there with the rest of them. The Final Fantasy Remake did 5 million sales. But what this tells me is, if you look at the top here, PlayStation exclusive, PlayStation exclusives, PlayStation exclusive. The top 3 games on the PlayStation are exclusive to the PlayStation. Number 4 is The Witcher 3, which sold like crazy across the board. It's a third-party game, but also single player. Fits right in line with the rest of the top games on the PlayStation. Single player game, single player game, single player game, single player game, single player game. Do you guys see a pattern here? Single player game. I think Last of Us had multiplayer. Star Wars Battlefront. Here we go. We finally have a multiplayer game. It is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So clearly, people playing the PlayStation 4 are into long form, or rather single player epic campaigns of all different varieties, but in general, single player epic games. Other than like Star Wars Battlefront. And then keep going down. Detroit Become Human. Still, pretty much all these games are single player experiences where the online does not matter. And then you get really far down here, you get Killzone and Grand Theft Auto 5. So now we're looking at actual multiplayer games, but all of the top games on the PlayStation are single player adventure and or epic and or RPG style games. Very single player oriented system, the PlayStation 4. And it sold 110 plus million units. So then the PlayStation 5, we'll go further down the list. 13.4 million in the first year-ish. What are the best-selling games on the PlayStation 5? According to this list, and none of this is true 100%, this will change over time, but Horizon Forbidden West Launch Edition is a top-selling game. Tales of Arise, you got an RPG-style one-player game. Sports games, they usually sell well no matter what system you're on, so that's not really a good gauge of anticipation and or sales. Demon's Souls, single player focused game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, single player focused game. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, single player focused game. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, single player game. You got a Call of Duty, those sell well across all platforms, not going to judge on that. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, single player focused game. Marvel's Avengers, that might be more multiplayer, I'm not sure, but I think it's probably, I don't know. I don't know enough about that game, but you guys see the pattern here. PlayStation players are basically single player game oriented. The attach rate is highest with single player, long campaign or RPG or God of War, your adventure games and your RPGs, and even some shooters, but all single player focused. If you're buying a PlayStation, you're probably buying it to play by yourself. That's what I want to get to here. All right, let's move on to Nintendo. The best-selling Nintendo console between the three that we're worried about here: Nintendo Switch, 89.04 million sales for that one. Nintendo 3DS had 75.94 million consoles sold. And the Wii U is all the way down here. Still technically above the PS5 by a little bit. 13.5 million units sold. So what are the best-selling games on each of those platforms? Let's find out. We'll start with the 3DS. Mario Kart. Multiplayer-oriented. Pokemon X and Y. Single player, but multiplayer also, because you can battle your friends. New Super Mario Bros. 2. A single, also multiplayer game. And these, mind you, these are portable consoles. Like playing multiplayer is kind of difficult. Super Smash Bros, Super Mario 3D Land, Animal Crossing. These are all social experiences, more casual, but social experiences to say the least. The first real like single player I see on here, like really single player I see on here, Luigi's Mansion. Then you got Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D. Nintendogs. That's probably more of a single player focused game. Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds is a single player game. Super Mario Maker's on here. That's another one that's not single player focused, more multiplayer focused. So the attach rate for the 3DS for the top selling game is about 25% compared to the PS4, where the top selling game was around 1/6 or around like 15 to 18%. It's a pretty striking difference between Nintendo and PlayStation, is that the attach rate per system for their top selling games is higher for Nintendo consoles. So you don't have to sell as many consoles to sell a bajillion games on a Nintendo system. I'll go on to the Wii U. This is kind of one of the more interesting things, in my opinion, is the Wii U sales. When you look at the attach rate of games between the Wii U and the total sales of the Wii U, 13.5 million sales. Remember, that's how many consoles are out there. 8.45 million sales of Mario Kart 8. That means that, like, let's do the math here. Get my phone out, grab my calculator. Like 8.45 million on a system that only sold 13.5 million units. So let's see, 8.45 divided by 13.5. That is a 62.5% attach rate. That means that over 50%, a majority of Wii U owners had Mario Kart 8. Let that sink in. A majority of Wii U owners had Mario Kart 8. That's insane. Super Mario 3D World, 5.87 million. That's roughly below half. So like 45% of owners had this game. New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, 5.81. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, 5.38. Nintendo Land, like, despite this console only selling 13.5 million units, Nintendo still sold a lot of software, a lot of games, and they sold them at $50-$60 a pop. So like, everybody talks about the Wii U being a failure, but when you look at the attach rate, Nintendo makes a lot more money on software than hardware. Although they make money on both, but they still sold a ton of games on the Wii U. I mean, this list is all 1 million plus sales. They have more than 20 games that sold more than 1 million copies. That's pretty awesome. But the attach rate here, we're still looking at casual games. Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World, new Super Mario Bros. U, Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Is a little less casual, but you can play with casuals, no problem. Nintendo Land, Splatoon, Super Mario Maker, new Super Luigi U, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, Mario Party 10, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Wii Party U. These are all multiplayer, casual-focused games, other than a few. So what is the best-selling games on the Switch? Let's see, Nintendo Switch. Same game as the Wii U, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So you've got a 37 million Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sales on the Switch for a system that has currently sold 89.04 million. So what's the attach rate on that one? 37 million sales out of 89 million. So you got about a 41.5% attach rate. That's still really high. The attach rate for that game. Like Mario Kart 8 is like the highest attach rate of any modern game in existence. So let's go here. So Mario Kart 8, Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros., Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Party, Let's Go Pikachu, and Eevee, Splatoon 2, Ring Fit Adventure, wow, that sold 11 million copies. That's awesome. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Monster Hunter Rise. So what you're seeing here is a mix of casual, single player, and then Nintendo IP. So like Nintendo Switch is the multiplayer console. It's both multiplayer and single player focused because it is a portable hybrid console. And you're seeing things like even Among Us, 3.2 million sales, 1-2 Switch, Clubhouse games. These are a lot of these games in this list are multiplayer oriented or able to have multiplayer or social aspects to them. When you see things like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 37 million units, Animal Crossing, 34 million, almost 34 million units, Super Smash Bros. These are all multiplayer focused. And you got things like, of course, Legend of Zelda is in this list too, which is a more single player focused game, but amongst lots of multiplayer and social experiences. So Nintendo is clearly aiming for the multiplayer and casual crowd. Now let's move on to the Xbox. Okay, Xbox One sold an estimated 51 million because Microsoft won't give the details on that. The Xbox Series X and S are around 8 million units sold. What's the best-selling games on the Xbox One? Forza Horizon 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Call of Duty Black Ops, Halo 5 Guardians, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then Minecraft and Call of Duty. Like when you look at this, Xbox is the online multiplayer social experience, along with like racing and some other various things. I can't believe Forza Horizon 4 is the best-selling Xbox One game. That still blows me away. But everything in the top 10 here is essentially shooter or online multiplayer experience. So if you're looking to play with your friends online, the Xbox is where you do it. If you're looking to play on the PlayStation, you're probably playing single player, campaign focused, offline style games for the most part. And if you're on Nintendo, you're probably playing couch co-op or single player things like Legend of Zelda. Each of these consoles have kind of fallen into its own niche. It's kind of funny. And the best-selling games on the Xbox Series X and S, according to Newegg anyways, Flight Simulator, Far Cry, Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, Sports, Assassin's Creed, Fortnite, Squadrons, Madden, Crash Bandicoot. It's kind of early to tell, but I think based on all the hype we're seeing for Halo Infinite coming out this winter, the Xbox Series X is clearly poised to continue to dominate the online multiplayer experience, and that will be the bulk of its users is your competitive online multiplayer games. Call of Duty, Halo, Forza. But then you'll have your other oddball titles like Fable or like Oddworld, I think came to, and Battletoads and Cuphead. Like you got the one-offs that Xbox is somewhat known for, but overall, it's the online shooter and racing experience and sports games. Your online experience is best experienced on Xbox consoles. So what do we have here? We got the big three all focusing on completely different things. Nintendo is hyper focused in on Nintendo IPs, casual focused competitive gaming, or casual and competitive couch co-op, and not very good online experiences. Social sim, social interactivity, but not really competitive. PlayStation, single player driven, focused. Sony IPs, like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us. These are all single player oriented games developed by Sony, and they're the best selling games on the console, whereas Nintendo is clearly focused on the casual market, but also some more heavy experiences like Breath of the Wild. But you got, when the top selling games are like Mario Kart Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing, Pokemon games, they're aimed at more of the Nintendo IPs and then casual experiences, casual social experiences like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, which can be competitive but also social. Super Mario Party, those kind of games. And then you got Xbox doing its own thing in the corner. Online multiplayer, competitive play, best online service. It's really interesting. Like, you can pretty much tell what somebody's playing by the console they've purchased. If they bought an Xbox, they're probably playing shooters or racing games online, and they're competitive oriented. If you bought a Nintendo console, you either like Nintendo's first party IPs, or you're into the casual games like Mario Kart and multiplayer games like Mario Kart and Super Mario Party, or you just really like games like Zelda, Animal Crossing. Low social interaction, but they're still there. And if you're into Sony, you're pretty much a single player game kind of person. You're buying games like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, those kinds of games. Single player focused campaigns, short and long, adventure, RPG, but single player, not so much worried about the online experience. So comment your thoughts down below. Do you think I'm pretty accurate with this description? I've really kind of figured this all out over the past couple of years as I've been buying consoles. I tend to focus on Sony. I'm not really a multiplayer kind of guy, but I'm definitely getting Halo Infinite. So I'll have some form of an Xbox ready to go for Halo Infinite. It might be the original Xbox One. It might be an Xbox Series X. Haven't not decided yet. So anyways, if you guys like how we cover these subjects, how we're willing to delve into all of this stuff, then make sure you guys subscribe, like this video, comment down below with your own thoughts. When you think of PlayStation, what do you think of? When you think of Xbox, what do you think of? When you think of Nintendo, what are you thinking of? And I just avoided PC altogether because everybody has a PC, customizes it, does their own thing. There's no specific genre for the PC player. They do everything they want to do and more. So, PC master race. No, I'm a console player. But anyways, as always, I'll see you guys on the next news forum. Make sure you vote in the poll. I'll see you all later.